Holmes Show!
Thank you. What a jolt. What a pleasant jolt to the system. Well, interesting watching you figure out communally when to taper off that applause. Good for you. You faded it like an expert. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Makes me feel so welcome. I'm feeling fantastic. I went out drinking last night. Real drinking. Yeah. All right, you can applaud drinking. Real man drinking. You know the kind of drinking you do when you get that new job? Or when you lose that new job. And when I want to drink like that, there's only one place that I like to go, and that's a dive bar. Dive bars. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for greeting that with applause. Instead of being like, Pete, you do not look like a dive bar kind of guy. You have stuffed animals on your couch. And I do. One's the Joker. Got it on Etsy. Yeah, there's Tigger. So real, it's real. But I love a good dive bar, I really do. They're the best bars because they have zero flash. No flash, no frills. The whole place smells because they haven't mopped in years. Because they can't. Because it's carpeted. So dark in a good dive bar, you can't see your hand in front of your face because the windows are so filthy no light gets through, or they just don't exist. You're just like, yeah, health inspector said we could either have one real window or two paintings of fake windows. We went with the paintings. The drinks are so cheap, and you could legitimately complain that they give you way too much. That's a dive bar, when you're like, this is a single? As far as you can tell, the place doesn't even have a kitchen, yet the guy next to you is housing a pretty decent plate of wings. Where'd that come from? Dive bars. They're bars stripped 100% to their core. There's no mega touch machine. Too bright. There's no band playing. Too loud. There's no flat screen. Too flat. There's no activity. The only activity you have in a dive bar is getting to know the guy next to you because he's doing the same thing you are. Dive bars are great for that reason, because they're like low-rent summer camps. You know what I mean? Right? That's the kind of summer camp I went to, and that's why I like dive bars. No tennis court, no swimming pool, no skeet shooting. All you have is each other and poison oak. That's like a dive bar. But that other camp, the one across the lake with the preppy kids and the air-conditioned bunks and the golf lessons, that's some Dave & Buster's shit right there. Dave & Buster's with all their bleeping and bonging video games. I'm trying to drink. I have enough to worry about when I'm drinking. Potential fist fights, falling down stairs, my pants falling down while I'm falling down some stairs. I don't need the added concern of someone losing control of a skee ball, just like, whoop, ah! No. You, Dave, and you, Buster. And it's expensive. When I want to get completely hammered for $8.50, I'm headed to the dive bar with their crazy drink specials, just like, oh, man. You get free 2 shots and the calzone with every beer you buy. Looks like I don't need to find a job tomorrow after all. That was me eating a calzone, but that's going to be a gif of something. Living on the edge. That's what I say a night of boozing is all about. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I want to sit in a gastropub and sip a single malt with an ice cube that's not actually an ice cube, but a chilled stone. I'll do that. But sometimes I want to pound tequila shots that scorch my throat with no lime because I don't believe in them, out of shot glasses that still have lipstick, 3 different colors from last night's bachelorette party. I want a bar that makes me feel tough. The kind of bar where if you dare to order a Shirley Temple, the waitress brings you a Sprite with blood in it. Just to teach you a lesson. Just like, get out of here with your pleasurably flavored 1930s child star soda pop. Don't forget your blood Sprite. Dive bars don't have a big buck hunter machine. They force you to put a quarter into the game of life. Think of what could happen in a dive bar. Is it anything? It's anything. You might meet a girl who drives a big rig and dance with her to the Days of Thunder soundtrack on the jukebox, because that's the only choice. Or you might just end up becoming best friends with a 98-year-old man, because he's the only choice. It's like, Indiana Jones was based on you? Huh. I'd Google that, but this place is sketchy, and I don't want to advertise that I have a phone. Can you believe this is a single? Dive bars have good company, good conversation, and booze so strong you're not entirely sure it isn't Listerine. And you... Not Cool Mint. Regular. And you know you're going to see some amazing shit in a dive bar. Just like, that lady punched that guy, then they dry humped on the pool table, then she served me these wings. They're totally decent. I didn't even know they had a kitchen. And the dive bar's always there for you. Recently got dumped? Go and get some advice from Sonny, the bartender. And you know his name is Sonny. You knew that going in. The place is called Sonny's. That's why he's allowed to give you all the free drinks and free advice. You're never going to go into a Chili's with a bartender like, name's Chili, run the place. We got a great show tonight, everybody. From HBO's Silicon Valley, Zach Woods is here live. Stick around. Welcome back, loyal viewers. So as a late-night host, I get the chance to showcase comedy that I love. It's one of my favorite parts of hosting the show. So for the last few weeks, we've been showing you episodes of a web series called Precious Plum from our friends over at College Humor. I'm really happy to present another installment for the first time on TV, Precious Plum, Blood Drive. Check it out.
My name is Plum. I'm 6 years old, and I'm a beauty queen. My mama drives me around the patch.
Well, he's Anna Lake.
She's my precious plum. Today, Plum's competing to be Little Miss Skittle Nips and car wash when it's not going, and dildo candy.
The fact the dog don't bit my neck.
I knew something was wrong when she was foaming at the mouth like she just brushed her teeth, which I know she ain't never do. Observant.
Hey, my daughter, she got all been bit by a bat.
A bat?
Dog.
Oh, wait, so a dog?
Yeah, bat the dog.
Oh, okay, I see. A dog named Bat.
See, take them words, 69.
So now I'll take a pill for no rabies and a pill for no babies.
What? I know she's f***ing. When Plum getting her rabies shot, I saw a sign that said $10,000 for eggs. So I said to myself, a fancy bag. I set myself in on for an interview.
So why do you think you'd be a good candidate for egg donation?
I gotta meet one of my new cats. You gotta, let's do this. I gotta be somewhere else.
Well, it's a lengthy process. We usually require our donors be in optimal health.
Oh, I am healthy. Hey, Plum.
What?
How much yogurt I eat?
A lot of yogurt.
I had like a whole thing of yogurt on the way here.
Well, it's a surgical procedure. We put a needle through your cervix.
I'm gonna stop you right there. See, I just assumed that, someone gonna be, going down on me and, like, scraping them out, tongue ways.
If you want to contribute, and I recommend you do, I would suggest donating blood.
So we went on over to the blood drive, and they didn't give me no $10,000, but they did give me a cookie. This is a good cookie, too. Wasn't it, Plum?
Double chocolate chip.
That's right, just like I like my man. 2 black guys.
What did you say, Mama?
I said 2 black guys. So I went again, and again, and again.
Didn't I just give you a cookie?
No, I just got in their faces. And I don't know if it was all the cookies I ate, or if it was a gallon of blood that I lost, or what, but by the time I got back to the car, I felt like a f***ing ghost.
Mama, you look sick.
What? Sick? I'm not sick, Plum. You all buckled up?
Yeah.
Okay, let's listen to the tune. I just hit a wall. Emotionally, physically, actually, it's what I did. The good thing is I drove right in the hospital, so they just set me up in the bed right there. And when I needed blood, guess whose blood they gave me? Myself.
Mama Blood went on vacation.
No more cookies for me. It is healthy from here on out. Hey, Plum.
What?
Hand me that yogurt.
Here you go, Mama.
Thank you. Tastes like a sit-up.
Those were my hilarious friends Josh Rubin and Elaine Carroll. Thank you, College Humor. When we come back, Zach Woods will be here from Silicon Valley right next to me, and we're going to hug. We'll see you in a second. Welcome back, everybody. So my guest tonight is a very funny actor who played Gabe on The Office, and now you can check him out on the new HBO show, Silicon Valley. Please welcome, everybody, my friend Zach Woods. Zach! Thanks so much for being here.
Having me.
Zach!
Pete!
I'm so glad you're here. This is a real trip for me. Zach and I were friends in New York.
Yeah.
And you taught my improv class at UCB.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
Right?
I was talking to one of your producers, and I was saying I wish that you had been in some way a difficult or terrible student, but you were just an amazing improviser,
Well.
which doesn't make for good stories. It's just...
No, it does. You could give it a try.
I mean, Pete just shattered the backboard every step.
But that was in New York.
Right.
My producers, I'm not going to make it seem like we didn't do research. They told me, I didn't know this, you had a weird way to get to New York.
Well, I started doing improv when I was 16. I would take the train. I lived in Pennsylvania, in like a little suburb in Pennsylvania, and I would take the train into New York to do classes and shows at Upright Citizens Brigade.
Whoa.
And I didn't tell anyone I went to school with because I liked having like a secret life in New York.
Some kids build like a shed in the woods, and you're like, this is mine. You were going into Manhattan and studying.
I had a shed, too. Before I started taking improv classes, I wanted to be a jazz musician very badly. And
Can't you just do that?
I mean, I wanted the full experience. I wanted to be in New York, and I wanted to be a jazz musician, and I would play trumpet. I had like memorized the autobiography of Miles Davis and lived by it as a personal Bible.
You memorized it?
Parts of it, not the whole thing. I'd wear a fedora, but like no other jazz clothes, just a fedora, and then normal like 14-year-old boy clothes. So it'd be like a fedora and then like a picture of like a pitcher, and it'd say like "Goosh" on it or whatever, and then like Bugle Boy shorts. And
This guy does heroin. No.
so I was so committed to being a jazz musician, and then I got braces, and it messed it up. I couldn't play trumpet anymore.
Oh, because it's like that puckering.
Yeah, it would cut into my mouth, so I couldn't really play. And I got braces from this. I had an orthodontist who I hated because he'd ruined what I saw as like a future Grammy-winning jazz career. And he, in his office, had a picture. He was kind of a megalomaniac. He, in his office, had a picture of him dressed as an orthodontist, putting braces on him, dressed as Superman.
You can drop the kinda.
Yeah, he was a megalomaniac.
That's a megalomaniac. That's insane.
Yeah.
There's too many fantasies happening there.
Yeah.
Superman was like, I can do anything but smile with confidence.
And he couldn't just be Superman. It's not enough to be Superman. He has to be Superman and also Superman's dentist. He also had a wall-sized 3D mural of him putting braces on all the animals in the jungle.
Even the beaver?
I think the beaver was queued up. He was doing the lion, but...
You can't straighten a lion's teeth.
Yeah.
He needs them.
It's a liability on the
Yeah,
belt.
it's a liability.
Oh. Did we just have simultaneous strokes?
I hope so.
Yeah, it's better with company.
Yeah, it absolutely is. So your dentist was a lunatic. Your orthodontist was a lunatic.
Yeah.
Do you remember his name?
I do.
We don't have to slander him.
I don't. Yeah, I'm scared. I'm still a little scared. Someone who has the confidence to do that has the confidence to track you down.
You wake up in your bed and you're dressed as Superman with belts across you. No!
But then, so I went. My parents, who were kind of ludicrously supportive, were like, "Okay, well, we understand you're anxious about jazz, so we're going to take you to Wynton Marsalis's dentist in New York." So they took me to Wynton Marsalis's dentist, who was named Dr. Chops.
He's a jazz
dentist.
Dr. Chops.
Dr. Chops.
You can just see it. Like Miles Davis just like, you gotta go to Dr. Chops.
Yeah. My first video game that I ever had was a jazz video game.
What?
It was a jazz video game. You would wander through the history of jazz. There wasn't even any, it was like, there was no game. It was just, now I'm in the south side of Chicago. Now I'm in Storyville, New Orleans. It was basically like if Grand Theft Auto, if instead of hitting strippers with crowbars, you just quietly watch Billie Holiday do it.
Can we applaud for Zach Woods, everybody? My good friend. That was phenomenal. Thank you. See you out. Don't change the channel. We got more stuff coming up. Zach, come back.
At a ball, they go like this. It was like, check. That's basically like whipping your dick out.
Welcome back, everybody. So this Pete, the Pete that you're dealing with right now, is awake Pete. You know what I mean? I feel like a different person when I'm awake. I've put my personality on. I'm coherent, for the most part. But there's a whole nother Pete, you guys. Middle of the night Pete. And that guy thinks of some really random stuff right around 4 a.m. I've always wanted to shine a spotlight on that Pete, middle of the night Pete. And I think we finally found a way to do that in a segment we call 4 a.m. Thoughts. I sleep here every night. I don't want to punch someone in the face, but I do want to know what it feels like to punch someone in the face. Falafel rhymes with awful. You really got to hand it to that sandwich for still making it. Why is it called cat litter before the cat shits in it? If I shit in it, is it Pete litter now? Whenever I'm in a bathroom in a restaurant and I see a sign that says, "Employees must wash hands," I always read it as, "Employees must wash hands, right?" It's not fair that gerbils are the only ones that get to run through giant tubes. I want to run through giant tubes, and I'm a man. Melanoma sounds like a cave woman. But if you stay in a cave all day, you don't get it. That wasn't on the card. I'm trying to sleep. If I saw a chicken do the chicken dance, I'd let him eat me. That's the show, everybody. This is how we're ending it. Thank you, Zach Woods. Good night.